What's going on, you guys? Today is going to be a different video. We have a 2008 Saturn View all-wheel drive with a 3.5 engine. A lot of people say it has a Honda engine, and it's going to require a special tool to replace the crank seal or harmonic balancer sealed, oil sealed. As you guys can see, it is actually leaking. Not sure if you guys can tell that it's pretty wet in the middle, and then on the side is nice and dry. So you guys can see there is no special tool for that. It's supposed to be a big tool like a hexagon that slides in. You got to put a breaker bar to keep it from spinning while you break the bolt loose. So I'm gonna show you guys today in this video that how it's supposed to be done without the tool, since this one doesn't have one. I tried to look for videos, and most of the videos I kept finding was basically the rear main sealed. So let's go ahead and get to work. First, I'm gonna keep the belt on so we can have some tension. We're gonna break the bolt loose, and then I'll take the belt off. Then we're gonna use the special tool, which is basically like a spider looking thing, and it's gonna basically press it out, take the seal off, push the seal back in, put the harmonic balancer back on, and then put the belt back on and call it a day. Sounds pretty easy. Let's get to work. So what you guys gonna be doing is loosen out the clamp, push it out the way, take those two bolts loose, which is actually a 10 millimeters. Pick it up and move it out the way. Just like that. Just move it out the way. Don't forget to remove or disconnect the mass airflow sensor. To get to the tensioner, it is actually located all the way down there. So we're gonna bring this in, and we're gonna push it in. Okay, so I actually went down there, and using a flathead, I was actually able to push it in, and I is sitting nice and flat. To loosen the belt, go like this. It's really not a lot, so slide this up. It'll probably be easier if you remove it from the idler all the way in the front, because we're actually going to be using the one that is actually diagonal, straight. And on the middle, remember the bolts that I took out? Well, I'm going to be using it because it's going to go right inside the deep well 18 that we was going to use in the beginning. And you guys can see I have them kind of like facing each other's, so that should pull the harmonic balancer out. There we go. Here goes nothing, I guess. Yep, that's good. So we are, well, let me use my flashlight again. We're actually officially at the harmonic balancer, and you guys can see that the seal was pretty much beat up. It was leaking on the middle, on the bottom, and that should be it. So how do we get it out? Well, I'm gonna be using a flathead to get it pry out, or there's a special tool for that. It looks like a hook, but I'm not gonna be using a hook. I don't think I have one. I'm gonna be using a flathead. So let me show you. Just like this, and then I lift up on it, and it comes right out. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. And you guys basically don't damage the board. Not really. So now we're gonna go get a towel, clean the surface area on the inside, and we're gonna install the new one. Okay, so I actually got this from Advanced Auto Parts. This is the part number, which is gonna be 710606. Okay, so this is actually a size 38. So what I did, I basically put it on top of it, and I was using the hammer behind it. You guys can see that it fits pretty good on it. You just gotta line it up, and then once you get it lined out, you just basically keep hitting it with the hammer On the top, I had to use the 18, the little short 18, because it was actually not going in. So I was like, let me use the 18 just to get that area to go in. So once I got it to go in, then I went back to the 38 and I hit it so it can go in there nice and even, you know, where it's actually nice and flush in the inside. And that's how we got it to go in. It's actually not sticking out, so that's what we want. We don't want the seal to be sticking out. And there's actually a stop in the inside. So we're actually gonna line this up, put it in, line up the key, go like this. We're gonna use another socket that it will fit there. It sounds like a pretty good one, and this is actually a size 30. So we're gonna just line it up right on the center, come back, get our hammer, and tap it very light. Just enough to where you can get it to go in just a little, enough to where you know that you can actually screw this. You got a lot of space, so you guys can see that I'm turning it pretty good by hand. And then you guys come back and use the impact. You guys gotta keep doing it until you know that it's all the way in. There you go, it's not turning. So that means it's in. Not too. Okay, so you guys can see that the compressor is actually lined up now, and obviously the harmonic balancer, double check all the pulleys, you know, the belt is lined up with the pulleys, and we are all good. Now this car was actually missing the plastic cover over here, so in this case we're actually done. All I have to do is put the tire back on and start the engine. Now before I do that, I actually do want to start the engine just to double check that the belt, you know, it is not going to come off, and also to double check that it's not going to be oil leaking. So let's go ahead and start it up. But first, remember, we had to put the air filter housing back on. Oil. Okay, so now that it's off, coming back in here to check. My flashlight. You guys can see that it's pretty nice and dry. There was nothing wrong on the top, it was just basically mainly on the bottom. That's pretty much it. If you guys like today's video, guys, give it a like. If you got any questions, post them down in the comment section below. And again, this is a crankshaft seal that we replaced on a 2008 Saturn View XE all-wheel drive with the 3.5 engine. See ya.